Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm going to be talking about communication as an agent for change today. And I'm going to kick off with a short story. A woman meets with an attorney and says, "I want to divorce my husband." "Okay," the attorney responds. "Let's start with a few questions first." "Like what?" she asks. "Well, do you have any grounds?" "Yes, we have about 5 acres out in the country." "No, I mean, do you have a grudge?" "No, but we have a nice wide carport and a storage shed." "Let me ask this a different way. Do you have any complaints about him?" "Like what?" "Well, does he beat you up?" "No, I'm up at least an hour before him every day." "Well, what about your role here? Do you ever wake up grouchy?" "No, when he's in a bad mood, I just let him sleep." Exasperated, the attorney finally asks, "What exactly do you want to get? Why exactly do you want to get a divorce?" Let me do that bit again. "Why exactly do you want to get a divorce?" "Well," she replies, "the guy just can't communicate." Your ability to communicate, collaborate, build relationships, manage others, and get the most out of life is underpinned by really effective communication. As professionals in very busy and changing times, it's more important now than ever to learn how to communicate well. Have you ever had a really good idea that was shot down before it had even made sort of proper airtime in a meeting? Have you ever tried to get budget approved, but it's rejected as people aren't clear why the money is needed, even though you've explained it? Have you double booked arrangements, even though you are sure you told your partner of your own plans? Have you sent an email to people updating them on a project status only for them to all just turn around and say that they're not being kept in the loop about projects? Have you ever felt like your ideas are falling on deaf ears and that you are being ignored? It's really interesting because all these incidents fall down because of poor or a breakdown in communication. Poor communication is really about the wrong type of communication or it being inadequate for the situation quite often. A breakdown in communication normally occurs because the format or the channel of the communication that it took place in wasn't quite right. And often you get both of those things happening at once. A quick unthought through message to someone just as they've told you that their next meeting starts in 30 seconds is bound to be an inadequate to land the message that you're after landing. So given how misunderstood data can be, communication is a powerful tool as an agent for change. Solid communication can create clarity and understanding about the direction you're heading, your strategy, and what your plan is. Solid communication can ensure that outcomes and the cost of delivering those outcomes are well articulated. Solid communication can ensure that you are listening to what the organization really needs and are lining up behind that. And solid communication can help tell a story about business change that's needed based on insights. In data, there is generally a significant level of change required. And for change to happen, we need to start dialing up how much we communicate. We need to talk about value. We need to talk about outcomes, plans, processes, budgets, team updates, project status reports, why it's important that you're doing what you do, how you get people to join your team if you're trying to recruit, and all these sorts of things. Data and this change can impact across and up and down the organization. So our approach to communication also needs to be considered. In marketing and advertising, it's been proven that consistent messaging over a sustained period of time to a specific audience is necessary to build understanding, trust, and acceptance of the message and the brand. The commonly known rule of 7 in marketing suggests that consumers need to hear or see a message 7 times before they're likely to take action. That's a lot of communication to land a message. This shows us that repetition is an extremely effective communication strategy. But repetition alone doesn't work. We need to be considering the type and format of the communication. The PowerPoint slides won't work for everyone. Some people need to interact on the topic rather than just consume the answer. Some people are visual and will engage with images rather than words. Some people have a really short attention span, so they need shorter, sharper forms of communication. We need to move away from one size fits all, and like in marketing, where content is tailored, messages are tailored, format is tailored, and the channel the communication happens is tailored, we need to think about that same approach in delivering data transformation. Strong, regular, and clear communication needs to be the bedrock of any relationship, change, or strategy. This applies at work, at home, with your sports club, your family, your boss, your team, anywhere. Learn to communicate well, and you learn to make progress more quickly. And I'll leave you with this from George Bernard Shaw, the Irish playwright and political activist. The single biggest problem with communication is the illusion that it has taken place. Thanks. We'll catch you again sometime soon.